Welcome to the First and Inches podcast, where every play counts and every take hits hard. Right. David is repping the dynasty that is the Kansas City Chiefs. George bleeds black and gold for Steeler Nation, and AP is still waiting on the Vikings to show up in February. We're breaking down the biggest stories in football, baseball, and anything in between. We're calling it like we see it, and no fan base is safe. Touchdown! This is the First and Inches podcast.
Are you ready for some football?
We're ready for some football, baby.
Hello and welcome back to the First and Inches podcast. I'm Jorge.
I am Hooks.
AP,
What's up, guys?
Good, man. How are you guys?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a great week so far of postseason baseball and trying to figure out what teams are really like in the NFL. You know, the first couple of weeks, any team could just go 0-2 or 2-0, right? Like some teams went 0-2, and they're coming back around. So it's good to see what the rest of the season might hold for some of these teams. Now, we've seen some injuries that also is going to shape the season of other teams and affect some of the races that we're concerned with. So why don't we get going and start talking about the demise of the Kansas City Chiefs now?
Yeah. So I this last weekend, I know we don't talk about college football. Screw NIL. Screw the transfer portal. And we don't talk about golf, but man, oh man, this last weekend, if you didn't enjoy sports, it's probably one of the best sports weekends we've ever seen. With the Ryder Cup, with college football had some monster games, obviously baseball going down to the wire, and the NFL. I mean, the NFL had two games on Monday. Had the third. I mean, it was so much football all weekend. It was fantastic. So I'm going to talk about the Chiefs real quick and how much they. Oh man, I tried to Google all of the bad things that was happening the first 2 weeks when the Chiefs were 0-2. I wished I knew how to transfer video over, but the first 2 weeks the sky is falling. They're not going to make the playoffs. I mean, being a Chiefs fan, like that's all we know is making the playoffs, right? They're not going to make the playoffs. Mahomes is too old. He just turned 30. He's not going to be able to make it. Like, and I mean, looking back, they had a 6-point loss to a 3-1 team. The first week of the season, they lose their number one wide receiver. That game, and they didn't have their actual number one wide receiver, so they lost their two top wide receivers, lost by 6 points in a game in Mexico, and it's like, oh, this isn't the same Chiefs team. Next week they lose to the defending Super Bowl champions by 3 points. And I'm telling you, so the Chiefs are 0-2 with, everybody, just all of my buddies, all my friends calling and saying, hey, what is going on with your Chiefs? And it's like, man, just we're going to be okay. So, they had no Rice, no Worthy. And so, I mean, everybody was just like, hey, Chiefs suck. So now here we are 2 weeks later.
And they're getting back. They're getting those wide receivers back, right? Xavier Worthy's back. Well, he came back. And then Rice is coming back in 2 weeks?
Yep. He's got 2 weeks that he can't play. So he doesn't play against the Jaguars and doesn't play against the Lions. But after that, he's back. But now, all of a sudden, I'm telling you, get on social media. And it's like, oh, Mahomes is the real deal. Oh, they're one game back. They're the second best team in the AFC. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I said, 2 games without Rice left. I've heard multiple commentators predict them to go to the Super Bowl again. I don't think that's happened 5 years in a row. Would the Bills make it 4 years in a row?
4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 years.
They're talking about this is the best Mahomes has ever looked. I mean, I've heard Mahomes is Lamar's daddy.
Oh, yeah, I saw those videos.
I mean, like, he's just carrying, the showing Lamar jumping up into. I mean, he actually, I think, we may talk about this later, but I'm telling you, I don't think Lamar was hurt. I think he was.
It was a hamstring, right?
Yeah, well, they're saying it's hamstring, just like they said with JJ on his high ankle sprain. I'm telling you, I think there was no limp in Lamar walking off of that field in frustration and throwing his helmet. I think he may have just been like, screw this, I'm tired of getting hit. Because I think they had tons of sacks and tons of hurries and tons of forced fumbles. I think Lamar just said, I'm not doing this anymore. We're down 17. I'm not coming back anyway.
He's had a hell of a start of the season. I think a 10-to-1 touchdown ratio, Lamar Jackson. Yeah, so, I mean, if they're out of it and they don't want to risk it, look what could, it could be catastrophic with what look what happened to Tyreek Hill.
Oh, yeah.
He may be cooked for his career.
Isn't Baltimore's strength their defense?
Oh, my gosh. So many injuries on that side of the ball.
Because, I mean, I saw, 37 points. I don't know if that's what you call a great defense in the NFL, giving up 37 points.
Yeah. So, anyway, it's been a very interesting 4 weeks of NFL football for a Chiefs fan. I say we. It's obviously my team. I cheer for them. But to go from you're not making the playoffs to you're making the Super Bowl has been pretty funny over 4 weeks.
Yeah, but you know what we care about? Wins and losses. And at the end of the day, you're 2-2, and my Pittsburgh Steelers are 3-1.
Let's talk about your Steelers. Go ahead, Jorge. Tell us about this team.
I mean, I got to tell you, though, I was surprised by how efficient Rodgers was this past weekend in Ireland. And, I think that the Vikings are supposed to have
Jorge. Who did they play this weekend in Ireland? I don't even remember.
Here we go.
The self-proclaimed best defense in the NFL, right? Get
your shots in now, girls. Get your shots in now.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Jorge.
And so he was very effective. I mean, I think his QB rating was like 119 or something for that game. 18 of 22 or something like that. 200 yards. He didn't do too much. He didn't need to do too much. Of course, the Steelers continue to get the plus on turnovers, and that's helped us too. But he had good protection. There were no turnovers from him. One lost fumble. Well, one fumble that didn't get lost by the Steelers. So it was a good game, good clean game. I hope that we can continue doing that. But yeah, I was surprised to see that we came out. I mean, the end of the game, it wasn't as close as the score showed, in my opinion. Some of the trash points at the end from Minnesota, but I think that is a good spot to be in. I'm holding my prediction of 8 wins for the season, but it's good to see the Steelers, especially win against one of the best so-called defenses in the league.
So your 8-win prediction, I'm telling you right now, no chance you're right. It's going to be, they're going to win 9 games at least. They got the Bengals.
Well, yeah, with with Burrow going down and we play them twice, so maybe we have a chance there. And there's a lot of things that are shaping up. So
the Browns just decided to go with Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
So
I think that team and their defense scares me more than talking about a strong defense. They're pretty stacked. So, but yeah, it was did you watch the entire game, Jorge?
No, unfortunately, no. I was only able to catch highlights because it's on the NFL Network. I was in Dallas at the Cowboys game. I was actually headed up to the stadium because my hotel didn't have it. The bar at the hotel didn't even open in time for that.
Yeah.
There were a few places down there in Dallas that had it downtown, but by the time we got there, they were full. So I was just watching some of the highlights, essentially.
Kenneth Gainwell ran all over Minnesota. He was the real MVP because they had to play. They had to play against that, so I think it opened up. Well, obviously, it opened up the field for Rodgers, but yeah, it was ugly. Uh, the
So do
Vikings
you
didn't have
know?
their number
Guess who I
one.
was?
Hmm?
Sorry.
No, go
Guess who
ahead.
I was cheering for?
The Vikings. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you.
I know. I got your back.
Well, Andrew Van Ginkel. I've said it before. I think he's well, when they signed Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave, I thought he was a 20 sack guy with him coming down with Grenard on the other side, but he had a neck injury in preseason.
Hold on, real quick before we go
Yep.
too far. I just want to talk about the Steelers.
Oh,
The
yeah, sorry.
Steelers, like I said, I think they're going to win 9, 10, 11 games.
Yeah, I said
But
it.
like they've beaten 3 bad teams: the Jets,
Yeah.
the Vikings, who didn't have their quarterback, and they lost to a good Seattle team. So but their schedule, like I said, their schedule does get easy, and they're going on a bye this week. So it's like, man, I don't want to buy in week 5. That's terrible. Like you're
But
be
I mean,
wore out.
listen, I mean, I hate to say this though, they're putting too much pressure on the defense. Okay, we're not gonna get all these turnovers going in our favor for the whole season, and we're not gonna be able to sustain the defensive play that we're having to do in order to listen. Rodgers had 200 yards, but let's be honest, 80 of them came in one play. He's not throwing down the field, and we're not. This offense is not moving the ball consistently enough to go into the 10, 9, 10 win area. So I'm still sticking to 8. Great to see him 3-1. Efficient game, great completion percentage. But I mean, most every quarterback in the league can complete 5-yard passes left and right. We need to throw downfield. We need to sustain drives and take pressure off the defense. And I don't know if that's happening.
All right. Last thing on the Steelers before we go is there was a rumor that Aaron Rodgers showed up to the game drunk. Has either one of y'all heard that?
I did not hear that. No.
Yeah. So anyways, just throwing it. I don't know that for a fact. I've just seen multiple stories that said he might have been drunk when he got to the game.
Well, no interceptions, so maybe he needs to continue doing that.
And if you watch the game, his facial expressions were hilarious during that game. So anyway, so let's talk about your Vikings, Adam.
Well, so we're talking wins, projected wins. I had them at 11, but that was before their offensive line completely crumbled on themselves. So they're not healthy. I didn't predict their quarterback would miss 3 games. He'll be back after the bye. And their best defensive player, as I was talking to earlier, Andrew Van Ginkel, he's been out.
Hold on. Before you go too far, is McCarthy actually hurt?
Yeah.
Or did they? Okay.
No,
so you're still standing by that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
No, they're just injuries. They don't have enough depth. So if I can have a chance to redo my prediction on the wins, I'm going to move them back down to a 9-win team. I think that they've got a real tough schedule coming up. But, it was just they weren't deep enough, and they just, these – look, 2-2 is not bad, right? It's not horrible. But they needed this win against the Steelers and this weekend's win against the Browns because they're about to get into a really tough part of their schedule after the bye.
Yeah,
so
I saw that. What is the Eagles, Chargers, and Lions?
Yeah.
After that's going to be.
And then, they lost their Pro Bowl right tackle, Brian O'Neill, MCL sprain, so he's going to be out a couple weeks. Their first-round pick, left guard, Donovan Jackson, they lost him, wrist surgery. So, and this, neck injuries scare me, right? Those seem to be a problem and a chronic problem. So I don't know how many games Andrew Van Ginkel is going to be out. And like I said twice now, he's their best defensive player. So I don't, it's already kind of grim. And I don't mean to get doom and gloom on it, but there's not much to really expound on. I can tell you this. McCarthy will come back after the bye, but his first game right out of the gate is against the Eagles. So hopefully he gets recalibrated. He gets, again, acclimated back to the offense, the speed of play, and maybe he comes out balling. We'll see.
So they said he's going to be doing the scout team work this week. in preparation for Cleveland. Is that
right? Yeah,
is
that's
that
right.
weird to do that? I mean,
No, I think he needs as much exposure as he can.
yeah,
He did with that meniscus, with his MCL injury last year. He spent a whole lot of time with the virtual reality AI simulator thing that these guys are using. A lot of these rookies are using. So
yeah,
he needs anything he can get, even if they will him out there in a wheelchair, just to get him on the field, just to see game speed and action and kind of read those defenses. He needs it. He needs it.
yeah.
And look, if this season's shot, which I'm not saying it is, but it doesn't matter. He is your franchise. That's what they've hedged themselves on. He's got to get out there. They've got to get him out there.
What impact does the scout team or whoever being on a scout team have on the preparation and performance of whatever team is doing?
Yeah, I think right. I think this is, again, what I was saying is I think it's just in any capacity they've got to get him involved, and I don't know how it would measure against like maybe a more traditional week where your starting quarterback is hurt, but I think that the way KOC and the entire Vikings organization is looking at it, like we've got to get him caught up. We want to salvage this season. It's not over, but we got to get him again because it seemed like the game speed was too much for him. But to be fair, he played 2 games without their Pro Bowl. I mean, not Pro Bowler, but argue because he can't stay healthy. Christian Darrisaw, their left tackle.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm not making excuses, but those are reality, right? Carson Wentz came
excuses. I don't know what you hear. I hear excuses.
Yeah, we'll see.
So here's what I'm going to tell you. And so the Eagles, I don't think the Eagles are that good. They've just gotten lucky. Like if you go back and look at their schedule that they played, they should have lost or could have lost all of those games.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers just lost to the Giants, and I mean the Lions. You're going to play the Lions the week after the Chiefs pummel them. So,
the Bucs almost lost the first 3 games. So,
yeah.
No.
So, okay. So let's talk about AFC and NFC. I only wrote down the AFC and NFC offensive players of the week. Does anybody know who those people were?
Offensive player of the week. NFC, we got Dak Prescott.
Oh, he did have a good game, but it was Puka Nacua.
Oh, really?
So Puka Nacua, dude, he is the one, if you play fantasy football, that you should have taken in the first round. The first round of fantasy football.
Those catches.
So when you have fantasy football, do you pick a defense? Like, do you have a defense playing on your whatever roster? Or
yeah.
Okay.
You mostly stream defenses in fantasy. You don't. You pick you don't. It doesn't really matter because you want to.
We should not teach you fantasy football on our podcast because people are going to laugh at us if we teach you this.
Well, but how would you like this statistic? If you're a fantasy football team owner and you have a team full of Dallas Cowboys on offense, you're praying that you're going against the Dallas Cowboys defense next week. Because I don't know if you realize this, that the number 1 offense in the NFL right now is the Dallas Cowboys. And the very worst defense in the NFL, guess what? It's the Dallas Cowboys. How does that even happen?
Well, if they had it, maybe
let's talk about the AFC player of the week. It's just, we've been talking about your guys' players.
I mean, the general Mahomes, maybe? Yeah. I don't know.
Heck yeah, good call.
4 touchdowns.
Patrick Mahomes. Just having a phenomenal game. That's what I'm saying. Like, you watch the social media, it's like, oh, Mahomes is, here I am like promoting it. Mahomes is back. And it's like, he didn't go anywhere. They just don't have any wide receivers, or they want Juju as the 4th wide receiver, not as the number 2, So, all right. So let's talk about the injuries. I know you'd mentioned Tyreek Hill's injury.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the players that are gone, Neighbors is gone for the year with torn ACL. Yeah. Tyreek Hill. Like I said, I think that may be career ending. his agent came out today and said, "Oh, he's coming back. He's gonna play again next year." And like his whole leg dislocated, not his kneecap.
I mean, it was
Like
dangling.
multiple ligaments were holding on to his top of his leg and his bottom of his leg.
Wow.
It's pretty awful. And it
Yeah.
was weird how it all happened too. It didn't look like that would have been something that would cause that critical of an injury to me. It wasn't like he got ran over. You know what I mean?
Well, I hope to see him back, but they have to be optimistic. They're not going to say, "Oh, we don't," this is it probably, blah blah blah. Like we can say that, but in his camp, they need to be optimistic and say, "Yeah, you know what? We're going to set these high goals for ourselves, for myself, for my knee, for my leg, whatever, and we're going to be doing everything we can to be back for next season." They have to say that, and they have to work towards that.
Right. Yeah, they've got.
blame them.
Yeah, they can't take
Now-
any other narrative.
Now there is some money involved if he doesn't come back that he'll get paid. I think it's about $10 million if he does not ever come back. So if he can't come back all the way, he's going to not come back at all.
Yeah,
Well,
and
the
we've
number
talked
one-
about the idea of fully guaranteed contracts. This is a situation where, yeah, you want to see a guy get paid for, having put his life on the line, his career on the line. But do we also think it's fair to have to pay him a full contract when something like this happened? I don't know.
We should ask the Browns and Deshaun Watson.
Oh God. So, anyway, so CeeDee Lamb. Oh, okay. No, let me tell you about Tyreek Hill before we go. So like all the bad injuries, the freak injuries where like legs are just bent the wrong way. I do my darndest. I don't think I've seen a freak injury that was gruesome since Theismann tore his leg up. Do you guys
Smith.
like watch that stuff or?
I don't purposefully seek it out. Yeah, I'll just see it on a reel or something, Like if I know what's about to happen, I don't want to watch it.
No, like I saw Tyreek in the hospital all drugged up talking, but I didn't see the injury at all. I don't seek it out. So
Yeah,
I hate to see that.
like I said, I don't look for it, and I don't want to see like Paul George. I remember his situation. People were talking about how gruesome that was. Did you see that one?
No.
I don't think I did. No.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if as an athlete, you both know, right? As a competitor and an athlete, the last thing you want in your head is to have fear, be scared of anything. And if you start watching all these injuries and start thinking, "Oh, all these people get hurt, maybe I'll get hurt," and then you start playing to not get hurt, number one, that's when you do get hurt. But number two, you're not going to perform like you should. I know I'm old, but I still play baseball, and I still try to keep that, even my own injuries, out of my head. And I'm still playing, giving it 100%, right? So no, I mean, I probably don't want to see all these injuries and replay them and see the TikToks for it. I'm sure the players don't want to keep seeing them either. So
yeah. All right. So then, CeeDee Lamb obviously has been hurt. Did they bring that up a bunch when you were down in Dallas, or?
Well, they had him on the screen the whole time celebrating and being blah, blah, blah. They didn't talk too much about that. I think George Pickens, is really picking it up. CeeDee Lamb wasn't great the first, game and a half or whatever he was in there. So he's practicing today. So he's back out there at Frisco and working through, rehabbing. Not necessarily practicing, but, on rehab without the boot and all that. So good signs for him. So hopefully he'll be back on the field in no time.
And San Francisco's wide receiver room is just decimated.
And their quarterback.
And their quarterback, yeah. And it's going to be McCaffrey and nobody else on that field before you know it. But Terry McLaurin, I think he may end up having an injury that's worse. There's been a bunch of running backs that got hurt. Like I told y'all earlier, I don't think that Lamar was actually hurt. I think he just was like, I'm tired of getting hit. Joe Burrows, I mean, your division got a lot easier, Jorge, with the Steelers. So
yeah, but that sometimes doesn't mean anything for us. So
yeah,
we play down to our competition.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Jorge.
Oh, here we go.
It's your chance to talk. I mean, this is your chance to talk about the Mets. I need to hear what you think about the Mets season
I didn't know it
this
was
year.
chump of the week time already.
Oh, you can't steal my chump of the week. You got to
listen. This has got to be America's chump of the week. Like, come on, that payroll. What is Cincinnati has like $200 million less payroll,
chump of the week.
and then
New York
you know
Mets.
who gets us out of the freaking running? The Miami Marlins. I think they've had our number for quite some time now. But how embarrassing is it that your pitching staff can't keep the Marlins off the scoreboard, and your defense plays like trash? I mean, there's a few plays that are so questionable that it makes you think, did they just do this on purpose? Did they give up? Or are they really that brutally bad of a defense? Somebody showed, and it's a long season, guys, 162 games. And I saw a highlight reel of 9 plays throughout the year that had we made that play and not an error, we would be in the playoffs right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. That I don't know what that locker room is like, what the clubhouse is like. That freaking dugout. You got Alvarez hyping people up. Everybody else is like just like zombies. Come on, man, this is ridiculous. But you know what? I'm glad that this sorry team did not make the playoffs, because they're just gonna screw it up anyway. What, 2 more games? Nobody wants to see them go play 2 more crappy games of this brand of baseball they play since June. So screw the Mets. I'm not gonna rip my jerseys up, right? Because next year, I mean, I still like the colors. I'm gonna wear them, but screw the Mets. Chump of the week could be the Mets offense, could be the Mets pitching staff, it could be the Mets front office, it could be the Mets the TV crew announcers, like whoever you want to pick. Everybody.
Dude,
chump of the
week.
Gary Cole
showed y'all
and Ron
Darling.
Darling.
Chump of the week. Sorry,
that was great. They sounded like me.
I had the Mets as my chump of the week, and so obviously, did you have a better one than that, Adam?
No, well, what Jorge said, their announcer, their color team and play-by-play guy, Gary Cohen and Ron Darling. I mean, like, I felt every bit of their disappointment and rage and just complete, just the crash out that they had. I felt like that's my life for the Cincinnati Reds and the Minnesota Vikings. So everything they said, and their and even like their diction about explaining it was, I mean, it was great. I
The only guy that gets a pass from me is the owner, okay? Cohen sent us an email, sent all the season ticket holders an email, and I felt it was sincere, and he didn't BS his way around it. He didn't sugarcoat it. He took accountability, and he understood that the fans and even baseball needed this team to not be this crappy, right? It hurts to have this payroll and not make the playoffs. It hurts players down the road in negotiations. It hurts the structure of what the offseason is going to be like with a few, the free agents that we have going on now.
Yeah.
Alonso already opted out of his contract like 13 minutes after he just lost. So
yeah,
it's tough. But yeah, the whole team is just, minus the owner.
Well, they were the best team in baseball for a couple of months, right, Jorge?
Yeah, until middle of June.
Yeah,
all of us. I went back and looked at our predictions, and all of us were like, the Mets are running through this. We're just going to have to find a second place team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, Detroit felt like the bottom, wheels fell off, whatever. But Detroit's still in the playoffs, okay? They didn't suck so bad that they didn't make the playoffs. They lost the division. They lost it, basically the last day, but they're in the playoffs. They already are pushing for game 3, so they're alive. So I couldn't make them my chump of the week because they didn't choke as bad as my Mets did.
Yeah. Now, like you said, the Guardians and the Tigers. I can't call Cleveland the Guardians. It drives me crazy. But the Guardians and Tigers tied. Tigers left 15 men on base today. Lost 6-1. Anybody get any joy out of the Yankees losing last night to the Red Sox?
I didn't understand it.
No out. That's crazy.
I didn't understand what Aaron Boone was doing. I mean, I was at the bar when I was watching it, so I couldn't hear what was going on. But I mean, Max Fried was dealing, right? And I don't get what happened, like why he took him out. You know, he hit
Did
that
he have 100 pitches? Was he at like 102?
102.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I mean,
like
you're going to
there's
protect
no
your
all bets are
players
off.
now.
Yeah,
You're protecting your players now, though. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, anyway, I'm enjoying it.
So we'll see what happens tonight. Bronx Bombers.
Did the Cubs? Did the Padres end up beating the Cubs?
You know what? That's a great question.
No, the Cubs won 3-1. I think
Cubs
it was 3-1.
okay.
No,
today. Oh no, today I don't know. I haven't looked yet.
Oh, we were watching it. It was on my TV. Let's see right now.
It was 3-1 or 4-1 Padres. Whenever.
Yeah. Machado with a home run. So there's going to be a game 3 for that one.
3-0.
Yeah,
3-0.
Okay,
Padres. Yeah.
So yeah, they're going to play. Cubs and San Diego winner plays Milwaukee, right?
Correct. No, I don't know. I don't know if it flips.
Yeah.
Like, so it's a lower seed.
Yeah. I don't know. How's that work? You know, Jorge?
Well, I had the thing.
On the bracket, it shows it, but I don't think that that's accurate though. So if the Reds come back and end up beating the Dodgers, then they may play the Brewers.
Yeah. Okay.
Even though the way it's lined up on the bracket, we should know that, considering that this is what we're talking about.
We got ALDS. So if the Yankees or the Red Sox, that's the game that will determine a difference in schedule. It appears that whether the Reds or Dodgers win, they'll play the Phillies. And then whether the Padres or Cubs win, they'll play the Brewers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. I'm going to do some more research on that. Sorry if you're watching us and you're like, these fools should know this rule. You're right. We should.
No, we should. Listen, even umpires have to figure out some of these rules. Even did you see that kicker that I forgot where it was, but he kicked the punt, got blocked, picked it up, and then kicked again, and no one knew that he is allowed to do that. They finally figured it out. Oh, by the way, yeah, you can do that. You can kick it again. It's not a penalty.
Well,
so
I absolved myself from this when that dumbass Donovan McNabb didn't know the overtime rules in football. Remember that?
Yeah. Even this weekend, Cowboys and Cowboys and Packers finished in overtime tied, and I think George Pickens didn't realize that they could finish tied. So
yeah.
I mean, hey, we watched the Super Bowl 2 years ago when it was the Eagles and the Chiefs, and the not the Eagles and the Chiefs, the 49ers and the Chiefs, and the 49ers did not know the rule, took the ball first, and ended up losing because in the Super Bowl, overtime does not end at 15 minutes; it's possession.
Yeah.
So anyway, but we got to get better about this. I actually looked at it and didn't figure it out. So. All right. Anybody got anything else?
You know what? If they know more than we do, they can come on the show then.
That's right. Come on. Hey, we didn't finish up on the, I don't want to, Adam has had his best year with baseball this year in what'd you say, 12 years?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to get too detailed about it, but you know, there was the one game playoff game where Cueto dropped the ball in 2013 against the Pirates. That was ugly. And then there was 2020, which the playoffs expanded to 16 teams that year. So, and they lost 1-0. I think 1-0 and 2-0. They didn't score any runs against the Braves. So that was pretty brutal, but they didn't deserve to be there, guys. I mean, anybody that's a fan of ball knows that they just weren't a good team. But you know, I got to go here in a second, but, that last night's game, I didn't listen to it, so I don't know what the temperament was like. Again at the bar, but you know, I think Ohtani proven that he is legit. You know, it's got to be sustainable before he stays the greatest of all time, right? Because he's done it he's done it. But you know, I'm hesitant about saying the greatest of all time until you do it, have a full body of work. But him hitting that absolute bomb off Hunter Green to start the game. I think really set the tempo, not for the Dodgers. The Dodgers are a team of professionals that have been there before. I don't think tempo works for them as much as it needs for the Reds. And I think, and that's Green's hometown, you know what I mean? That's where he's from, Southern California. So I think that did impact him in his head. He's still a great pitcher. I mean, I do it all again. I line him up. He's awesome. But the Reds came back, they had the bases loaded with one out, and it was 10-5, and they couldn't execute. And that's where they need that veteran leadership, That's where they need that guy, that dog he doesn't even have to be the best, right? But he's got to be the guy that keeps those guys focused.
Yeah. So
what do they do tonight to stay alive besides walk the first batter of the game?
Yeah. Well, don't pitch to Ohtani, one. But honestly, they've got to the problem is execution. They could get to that point, that transaction, but the Reds just can't execute when it counts. And them going down was the antithesis of it. They're working up. They scored some runs. They just can't execute at that break point. And they've got all the talent. They do. I mean, it's just that would kill me with the bases loaded like that. Because that's where you can't. That's where winners are made. You got to take advantage of those. There's zero margin for error and that kind of stuff, and especially so in a 3-game series. So I want to say they win tonight, but
So the last thing I got, and I'm telling you right now, so the last thing I got is most years over the last 13, 14 years, I've thought the Dodgers are darn good, and they've only won 2 World Series, but I want you to save this recording, Jorge, and I just want the Dodgers to not be the best team this year, but just somehow win a World Series.
No.
I just want us to get one lucky one. We've deserved it so many times. I just want to get one lucky one. So that's all I got.
Well, man, good show. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
So who do the Vikings play next?
And they play the Browns this weekend.
Where at?
London.
Okay, so they're still over there, just drinking, having a merry old time,
it up.
and gonna go get beat twice in Europe.
Hey, listen, I'm still hurting from Monday night and Tuesday night. It was going a little bit too hard.
Chiefs are playing Jacksonville, so
yeah,
nice.
And enjoy
your watch out,
Jorge.
We'll have to see Travis Hunter, right? See what he can do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then Dallas Cowboys will keep up their offensive explosion. Here we go. All right. Good talking to you guys. We'll talk next week. Listeners and people watching, you can still find your favorite podcast on your favorite podcast app, Apple Podcasts and Spotify. First and Inches Podcast. You can find us on our website, also our YouTube channel, First and Inches Podcast. Thank you so much. And until then, we'll have a new set of playoff teams in baseball. And we'll see if the Chiefs continue their dominance. Have a good one, guys.
Peace.